Alright, so I've already tried to film this once and apparently my camera stopped recording in the middle of it, so take two. Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. So today you guys have asked and I'm going to answer. So a few days ago I put a, I put a little question thing up on my Instagram. I kind of haven't really done a lot of advertising because I guess I'm kind of like nervous about what people would think about me having YouTube channels. So I kind of just have kept it on the DL for a while. But I thought, you know what? Let's do a Q&A and see what people have to say. So I got a few questions. I'm actually really excited about this. I've never had like a bunch of questions before, so I'm kind of excited. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to it. So question number one is, why did you decide to be a stay-at-home mom instead of continuing to be a working mom? Well, in some respects, the choice was kind of made for me. So what happened was a few months before I was supposed to have my son, I lost my job. Basically, I got laid off due to lack of work. What really kind of happened, now that I know like time has passed, is I was kind of a victim of outsourcing. The job that I was doing basically got sent to a company from India that, you know, could obviously do it for a lot cheaper because they're in India, not in the US. So I feel like it was kind of a bit of a low blow, I guess, in some ways. I did struggle with it for a while, but I decided, you know, to embrace my new identity as being a stay-at-home mom, and I was planning on staying home for at least a few months. So after, I think Corbin was about 6 months old, I kind of started to look into, I actually contacted my old work again because they're like, let us know, you know, we have other positions, blah, 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 blah. So I've been kind of emailing them back and forth, just checking in, and also kind of applying for jobs kind of here and there and not really getting much interest from any employers at all. So I just kind of take that as, you know what, maybe that's a sign that I'm supposed to be home. So that's kind of why, and I've kind of, you know, rested in that fact. And the funny thing about it is, like, I was so scared when I lost my job, like, how are we going to afford everything? How are we going to do all this? But I have to admit how, like, God has been faithful in our lives. And it's so funny because I feel like that's kind of like a cliche, but in so many ways, everything is just worked out. Like, and that's how I know that, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because, you know, so right after I lost my job, my husband ended up getting a promotion, and he ended up doing a job out of town, which ended up being like a higher rate, and he ended up getting lots of overtime. And so we were able to like pay off a bunch of debt, and I was able to save up cash for like the hospital bill. Because the one, I guess, downside was I wasn't double covered because I did carry insurance with my employer at the time. So, but it worked out because we were able to make enough extra money that I put into savings so that when the baby was born, all I had to do was just write a check to the hospital and we were done. There wasn't any payment plans, any of that. So it was amazing. So I feel like right now that's where God wants me. I feel like my kids really enjoy me being home, and I really enjoy being home. I like being a support to my husband, and I like being a support to my children. And to be honest too, now that my oldest is in school, like, I kind of wonder how parents make it work, because our school day, it's pretty short. Like, people act like kids go to school like all day long, but my kids are in school only like 6 hours a day. Is it 6 or 6.5? But however it is, it's not a lot. And then they have early outs 1 day a week too. So it's like, I feel like juggling that alone is like a full-time job. All right, so next question is, how did I not know that you had a huge following on YouTube, and how did you start it? Like, if I'm being honest, the reason why I've kind of kept it on the DL, for lack of better words, is because I talked to a few friends, like when I first started it, like, well, gosh, almost 3 years ago, maybe even longer. I started in December of 2015. And I felt like the response that I got from people, like when I discussed it in real life, was very either just very indifferent, like they just didn't even want to talk about it, or almost kind of negative, like, oh, you think you're all that kind of thing. And so, first of all, it kind of hurt my feelings. And I also felt like, well, am I being kind of weird about telling people? I thought that's kind of what you did. So I've just kind of kept it quiet. How I got started was, it was after my oldest daughter was, after my youngest daughter turned about a year old. And I'd probably been planning on like doing one for longer than that. But I was kind of struggling with like my body image, and kind of struggling with just like, you know, kind of redefining my role in life as like a mom, as like a wife, and as my own person. And I remember the girl that I used to follow, and I still do, is Loie Lane on YouTube. And I loved kind of her message about body positive. And the thing that I loved the most is that she did, whatchamacallem, like lookbooks and stuff, which I love doing lookbooks. And I loved, the thing that I liked about it is that you're able to see what clothes look like on a particular body type. And since, you know, mainstream media, or, you know, the media at large doesn't really, like, you normally get like really thin models, it's just more recently that you're starting to see more, I guess, bigger models, that I kind of wanted to help out other girls that were like my same size that struggled with like body image and also struggled with like what they look like. So I started a beauty channel. I think it was December 2015. And I just started making videos. My favorite videos still to this day are doing lookbooks. They're my favorite, and I actually love, like, on YouTube, those are my favorite to watch. I try to find girls that are around my same size and watch their lookbooks, because it gives you a really good idea of what something's gonna look like on you. And it also helps me, like, kind of, you know, redefine my style or whatever. So that's kind of how I got started. And then after I lost my job, I kind of took a break, and since our financial situation is a little bit different and my priorities, I guess, have shifted, I'm not really doing so much beauty. I'd like to do more beauty, but it's kind of a, you know, I don't always have the extra funds to buy a bunch of new makeup, and I also don't wear makeup as often as I used to, so I don't want to, like, you know, buy a bunch of makeup that I'll never wear, because when I was working, I wore makeup every day, but now that I'm not, I just wear it, like, you know, a couple times a week maybe. So that's how I got started. And so I've taken a bit of a break. I took a longer break than I wanted to, and I've just now last January kind of restarted my channel. So I know that I've lost a lot of followers due to A, changing my subject matter, and B, just being gone. But I'm kind of slowly growing again. I'm kind of excited about that. And I just really enjoy it. Like, I kind of like the whole process. I like the, you know, thinking up a fun video, talking about it, filming it, and then I like the editing and posting, and kind of like the whole process is really fun to me, and it's a fun hobby, and so I like it. All right, next question. What is your dream job? Well, I guess I don't really have like a, oh, I want to do this, because being home right now has been a great job for me, especially since we've been able to do a lot of things with the kids. I feel like I've been able to be, you know, more there for them, I think, than if I were working. But I would say that my dream job would be a flexible enough career that I could still spend a lot of time with my kids, but also like being able to help people, like something where I'm like feeling like fulfilled, like I'm helping people, I'm you know, a good part of society, but I'm also like getting you know, like flexible enough hours that I can still take care of my family. Next question. What is your favorite YouTube channels to watch? Well, right now I've been really liking Nikki with the Farmhouse Full. And I actually just kind of started watching Jordan Page with Fun, Cheaper, Free. And for the most part though, I generally tend to try to watch other YouTubers that are kind of doing similar things that I'm doing. I kind of like to support them. I like to look up and, you know, find new YouTubers to watch and stuff. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of like the bigger ones. I've only really watched a few just because of the videos that they put on or things that I'm interested in. But I don't know. I don't like watching the bigger ones because I feel like they have such a huge following that I don't always trust what they say when they talk about products and stuff, because I think they're getting paid to say that. But overall, I think those two people are the ones that I've probably been watching the most lately. But I'm kind of, you know, like I said, my priorities are changing, so I'm not really watching as many beauty bloggers as I used to. And but I still have a few, of course, of my old favorites that were still kind of friends on YouTube that I watch. So. All right, and when will your house be done? Okay, so I haven't done an update yet recently because it's been crazy and busy, but we're actually getting really close. Right now we are building, or not building, right now we are getting ready to paint the interior. The exterior has been painted, and I might try to do a separate video to do like a house update just to let you know where we're at. And after like we do the inside, they're going to start bringing in all like the cabinets, trim, doors, and all the interior finishes, and they're going to start finishing it out. All things going well, the hope is that we'll be moving in like mid to end of June. So fingers crossed. I'm really excited. So I hope that helped you guys get to know me a little bit. I'm really excited. I'm going to have to try to do these more often because they're kind of fun. Like, and it always is interesting to like see what people think about you or what they want to know. So anyway, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this. Any more questions or comments, or if you have any like ideas for videos that you'd like me to make, please leave them below. And thank you so much. I'll see you next time.